Hey guys, Mike here. I would think you would all agree that was a pretty cool day as far as trading goes. Especially when you look at the SPY, we had a pretty narrow range and kind of an ugly close. Here's the intraday on the SPY. Hang on, I got extended hours on there. Right, so we had a little rally and then just a slow sideways grind. Honestly, most of the day. That doesn't look like a great trading environment, but man, for those of you that didn't make it, I'm going to show you a few that were called in chat today. INDO. I mentioned in pre-market that I liked it over 9, but let's see how it opens, right? And so here it is on 1-minute candles. Whoops, probably looked about like this when I jumped on the mic and said I like it over 9. Worst case stop's going to go down here probably 30 cents below, and it just took off. Here it is on 5s, went all the way up to over 12.50. Worked like a charm. That had the 200-day above to act like a magnet. It was in the right space with oil, and it's a proven runner in the past. So that was a cool way to start the day. NEPT, I'm going to give a hat tip to Keith R in chat. Keith, that was a great post. He posted open range breakout. When it looks something like this, it might have looked like this. I don't know. But that means over the high of day, over 222. Right when it breaks, man, it just rips, right? It grinds for a little bit and then absolutely rips. Ends up going up to over 330. That's a massive percentage gain and a nice, fairly tight stop because of the narrow range. So great post in chat by you, Keith. I called VERU. What a 5-minute candles. Called this just over the high of day. It looked about like this when I called it. Probably some of you might have just taken that through 17 with the high of day being 17.15. But when it broke the high of day, had one pullback but did not violate the 17 break. So the risk was like 20 cents, I think, worst case. And from the 17 break, it ended up going to 18.32. That was pretty cool. SAVA late in the day, which I hadn't even had on watch for a couple days. But then I don't know what happened. I just thought about, hey, I wonder what Saba looks like, right? And it may have looked something like this when I was doing it would have been around 2 o'clock. So it probably looked like this. We put out our ideas for the afternoon. I put out a few ideas, right? And I said, none of them are very close to triggering, but I like them at this price in SAVA over 25, even though it looked like this, because this would have been the first break of an early high for Saba. I'll switch to 15-minute candles and show that to you. There's the early high today, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before. So it never broke its early high since that massive volume day, right? There's the daily. So that made it super interesting to me. And then look what happens when it breaks 25. It goes pretty quickly to almost 27. Got a bunch of thank yous from you guys, so I was glad to see a lot of you got that one as well. So there's a few highlights from the day. Certainly that's not all of them, but let's go into what we're watching for tomorrow. If you're newer to the chat room, please understand none of this is investment advice. I'm a day trader. I'm in cash every night. I think most of you know that, but we may have a couple new members that don't. This is the best looking chart going into tomorrow, in my opinion. It had this massive pop back here to 347, and then today put in a lower high at 334. Definitely my top watch for tomorrow. SMMT had this breakout yesterday. Gap down today, but closed green, so we're going to watch that one. When I say closed green, I mean closed above its open. So you have today's high and yesterday's high as potential catalysts. NERB had this big rip back here, a secondary lower high here. Today, I thought it was going to go. I called a second mouse through 5, but it didn't get there. Let me go to 5-minute candles. Here, I thought it might, right? I thought we might break 5. Then you've got the high of day just above and yesterday's high just above that, but it didn't break. So it's super interesting to me through 5 tomorrow, depending on how it trades, obviously, as you guys know. EAR, kind of a sleeper pick. Had a nice 2-day run, 3-day pullback. Somebody in chat today posted that it topped at 250. I can't remember who. But then once it broke, with the implication being through 250 might be worth a shot, and it went to over 285. My apologies for not remembering who that was, but anyway, closed well off its highs, but I do like the fact that it seemed to have found support at the 8-day, trying to curl up, so I am going to put it on watch. NRDY, like a 5 million share purchase. I don't know if it was a CEO or a director or something, but at 350, 5 million shares. What someone said was like $17 million. Was reported, and it wasn't today. It was, I don't know, a few days ago maybe. I'm not sure, but anyway, got this thing going. I did have a couple nice pullback trades in this, but overall, closed a little weaker than I thought it would, but I absolutely want to watch this one tomorrow. You can't see it on this chart, but the 200 day is right at 405. So you get the 200 day there to act as a potential magnet, and you've got this recent high right at the whole number 4. So mark down today's high, 387-ish. Certainly one of my top watches for tomorrow. CABA had a rip yesterday, inside day today that also happened to top out right at the whole number 2. Makes that one interesting. INDO, I already talked about my call on that one today, but it's certainly worth watching another, maybe if oil gets going again, for a follow-through day tomorrow. We'll see. Nice breakout, though. WEBR is my sleeper pick. I mean, it's down here after the breakout, so you kind of have a lot of bag holders, but it did go out at the highs for the day. I don't love that one. If I was going to pull one off chart, that might be that one. Okay, now a few bounce plays on stuff that are that have been crazy, right? So crazy stocks can give nice bounces, so that's why these are on watch. IPO'd here, then had that crazy rip, then a nasty reversal, and another red day. You guys know what I'm looking for, right? My favorite idea would be a narrow range and an afternoon break out of that narrow range. When I'm looking for a bounce play, that's my favorite setup. You also know that we have others that we look for, so we'll see. BCAB also goes on bounce watch, was on bounce watch today, but did not trigger. No trigger, no trade. BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond, which has been one of the craziest stocks out there lately, popped to 30, and then a few days later now we're down under $9. With the proper setup, we could get a nice percentage move in that one. AMC, kind of the same thing, really, really beaten up down below that 10 support, but certainly set up, in my opinion, for a possible snapback, short covering bounce, right? Same with Bed Bath & Beyond. This is another of those crazy ones. AKLI had the gap up to here and just fell off. Just crazy action. This was that, what was that symbol? DNAA maybe? I can't even remember. And then the symbol changed and it just got decimated, right? Fell from a high this day of 37 something, which I think it was 60 in after hours maybe this day. Just stupid, right? But now we've got a couple ugly days and now it's down near $5. So I think I'd be foolish not to put that on bounce watch. So I will. Another one that's crazy, GSUN was $95 and now it's 21. No idea what they do or anything, but that's another, in my opinion, potential snapback bounce. We'll see. Oh man, out of the corner of my eye, I'm watching this Nerve, NERV. I was going to watch that in after hours. And now I had a feeling that might go in after hours, and making the video, I missed it. It's trading at 550 right now. Son of a muck bunny. All right, well, anyway, that's NERV. It's already on the watch list, right? And the other final bounce play is sort of a sleeper bounce play. Talk about an ugly chart, by the way. Look at that. Ever since it IPO'd, no green candles. In other words, not one day has it closed above its open since it IPO'd. So no, that's not bullish. But at some point, you'd like to think, hey, this might bounce, right? So I'm putting it on watch solely for that reason. That's plenty to watch, and we'll add gappers in the pre-market as well, which it looks like NERV may be one of them if it holds up in after hours. I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room.